Live from Collider Studios in Burbank, California, this is Inside Schmoedown on the Pitboss Cat Knapsack, and I've got a tie on again today. I'm trying to class it up again. I apologize. Been a little lax in my suit and tie combos lately, but we're here. It is live, 2 p.m. PST on Facebook here. Glad you guys are joining us. We have a very special guest that I'm just going to get right to because he's that special. He is the commish, Kristian Harloff.
What's up, Ken?
Glad to have you here. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
You serve many roles here, and one of them is challenger. And tomorrow you've got the title match that you earned against Dangerous Dan Murrell.
Yeah, it's when I go back to thinking about the collision, and I should have been rooting for like Sam Levine or Riley or Roca again, because you're going up against Dan Murrell, and I kid obviously, because to challenge yourself against someone like Dan Murrell is special, because he is by far the best that has ever played the game.
He is absolutely the best. I mean, and there's a lot of great competitors.
No, but I mean, he's just proven what he's done. I mean, the fact that he won the title back at the collision, and then defends it right afterwards against Sam Levine, who has just proven how good he is.
Yeah.
So Dan Murrell it ain't gonna be.
Ain't gonna be easy. Ain't gonna be easy. And we're gonna talk about that a little bit later on. Your guys' questions are coming in on Facebook on the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook group. Request to join. Come on in and join that conversation. You got questions for Kristian as the commish, questions for him as a competitor. We're going to get into those. But I wanted to bring you on early. Normally I don't bring on the guests later, because we witnessed two big matches last week in the Ultimate Team Tournament. One I was calling the action, one I was watching, and then that second one, which is Top 10 versus Team Action, I thought there was going to be a fist fight.
It sure seemed like it was going to be. I mean, those guys, it was built up to be fireworks, and it was everything plus explosions. I mean,
and we're seeing here Top 10 walks off.
Yeah, I mean, look, they had a gripe. People don't realize, too, we get a document, we're at the table, and things are lined up, and Chris Kaliski, our writer, is working very hard. He's one guy, ladies and gentlemen, he is one guy who is working his ass off, so every once in a while you're going to get a question that you might say, wait a minute, that's pretty easy. And guess what? For a three-pointer, it was pretty easy, but that's how it fell that particular time. And you get comments sometimes, well, it should be changed, and this and that, and then that's too hard. I don't give a shit. I clearly don't care, because that's how it rolls.
My argument back to that is, I agree. That question was on the simpler side.
It was simpler.
But let's just say if you're Cody Hall and you've never seen a Spider-Man movie, you're competing, that's a 20-point question to you.
It is. But
and again, that one specifically is a little easier. I understand their argument.
Made semifinals. I mean, all the questions should be a little harder, but they rotate in and out, and they get placed there. And guess what? If Top 10 would have chosen those numbers, then they would have gotten comic book movies, or Marvel movies.
I agree with that. And again, and we see it in the crowd sometimes, and people watching live. You get a question up there in the crowd. Oh, God. Well, Terms of Endearment happens to be your favorite movie. These guys haven't seen it. It's easy to you. It's hard to them. It's hard to judge what is hard and easy. I get that one was particularly easy.
It's passion, though. So as much as I say it,
you love the fans when they're involved.
They are so involved in it, and especially whether you go to the YouTube comments or the Movie Trivia Schmoedown Facebook group, the interaction with how these passionate fans are. It's humbling, to be quite honest with you.
Let's talk about Team Action specifically. They are emerging superstars for sure. But I was watching the match today, prepping for the show, and I'm looking at the comments. There's still a lot of people that hate them, which is what they want. It's what they're lightning rods for controversy.
They don't care if you hate them. If you love them, great. If you hate them, even better. They thrive off of it, and it's working for them, because I even said it. I said it before that when they came into the league, it was like, they were flashy and they talked some smack and they beat the Night Sisters, and it was like, okay, they're good in the mic, but can they play trivia? And it was against you guys that I said, oh, they can play trivia.
And it was a great match, but they lost, and so then they had to recover from that. And I will say they did lose. They did. The future for Top 10. The future for Top 10.
I'll give you an exclusive.
Where does John Roca go from there?
You want an exclusive?
Well, John's giving me hand gestures off camera here. I don't know.
Well, he might want to stick around and hear this exclusive, because this hasn't been said on air yet. This
exclusive live right here. Cody, get your exclusive logo up.
I listen to the fans. I listen to the competitors. I watch. Look, you can't. Top 10 played phenomenal in those first two rounds. Let's call it what it was shit luck. Opponent's choice, spinner's choice. So the way it's going to work is here. There will be a stipulation in this, and I'll say the stipulation at the end. But Top 10 will play the loser of the finals at the Schmoedown Spectacular for the #1 contender spot. However, the caveat being, if John Rocha wins the singles tournament, which he very well could, if he wins the singles tournament, then one of those matches will not take place at the Spectacular, and we'll have to figure it out from there. But that match will be set. Whoever it is, whether it's above the line or action, that's going to happen.
Do you have a comment, John, off camera?
Thank you, Commissioner. He likes it.
He's screaming, "Thank
Today
you, Commissioner."
Today, tomorrow he'll hate
me.
Yeah,
tomorrow he'll hate you. Right. Let's talk about Wolves of Steel versus Above the Line. A different tone to that match, friendlier, respectful, but an impressive match.
That might have been the best team match we've ever seen.
I agree.
I mean, even better than MODOK versus Patriots. I mean, 35 breaking the record, but you had to do it against a team that got 32 points. That was, 2 weeks ago, that's the record. Remember, DC Movie News set the record with 30 points. Then Action set it with, I think, 31. Then Top 10 sets it with 34. And then we get Above the Line setting it with 35. That is not easy to do. It hadn't been done in all the team league, and now it's happened 3 times in the course of, 3 weeks?
Which shows why it's such a great match, because you can't get to 35 points unless your opponent's hanging with you. Otherwise, it's a TKO, it's a KO. So that was I agree. I think that was the match.
And I've heard
I've
heard a dopey comment from here and there going, well, I don't take value in the record.
The record.
I don't take it's contingent on whether or not you're playing against your team or not. It's stupid, because I tell you also because the second round, what Wolves of Steel did against a not critically acclaimed, but I can't get the words out today. Late to the party when what they did there in that second round. That's also a record. 29 points. That's also those records will be taken. But to say that you don't value 35 points breaking a record, that's dopey. And if you host a show that you're talking about that, that's dopey.
I love sometimes when you slip some stuff in.
I got to. I mean, because if you can say one thing on the air, when I'm on the air, I'm going to say it too. That's a dopey comment.
Dopey. I love it. Wolves of Steel. That was sad. It was heartbreaking because it was such a great performance. Is that the final performance for Mark Riley in your heart?
It sure seems like it. I mean, the guy. I don't think people realize. When you hear movie trivia, and you see the intensity that goes on. If you're as invested the way most people are right now, and that emotion, you go again. Great example. The Take 3 production guys who do reviews. I just watched their reaction to Team Action in Top 10. They all almost dropped dead of heart attacks. They're so invested in it, right? Imagine competing. As you know, imagine competing all the time. Imagine competing in the high level, high stakes that Riley continues to do, plus having to do this job. It's a lot.
Yeah.
He wants a break. I think the funny thing is that his fire had been reignited in that team tournament. But when he talked about it at Collision, he knew it was the right move. He didn't seem like he thought it was the right move this time, but he knew he still had to do it.
Still had to do it. Let's take questions from the audience. Luke Miller asks via Facebook, who's your MVP in the team tournament so far?
Drew McWeeny.
McWeeny. And that would leads us to the discussion I wanted to have on Above the Line.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, look, Drew McWeeny just did something. Not only is he part of that elite crew that got all 8 questions in the first round and then hits the bonus question, he did it 2 times in a row.
Yeah.
He showed he's good at 70s. He showed he's good at 80s. The first round, his knowledge, he's learning the game a lot more.
Right.
Drew McWeeny would be my top choice, and then Rocha would have been right there also.
Rocha's.
Rocha played great.
It was good. Above the Line. I mean, this is a winning combination.
Yeah.
Team Action has to be scared going in, whether they want to admit it or not. Behind those sunglasses, they have to be scared.
I think Above the Line in this new phase that we had here since season 3, I think Above the Line is our first super team. Dan Murrell and Riley were a super team, obviously.
Could have been.
It's before what the game is, before what it is now. I think they're our first super team. I think that they have shown they're both really good in singles, and they've proven together that they work incredibly together. And I think that either one of the guys could win the singles tournament.
Yeah.
And now they got a shot to beat Team Action to get in to play the Patriots. I'd be nervous if I was the Patriots.
Yeah, I would be as well. Yeah. Let's take some. We got some questions about your big match tomorrow, and also some technical stuff, more for the commish side of it. Sam Forster asked a great question. Why is this match happening before the Ultimate Singles? Could you explain where you come down on that? Why this match is you and Murrell tomorrow? That maybe it's confusing some because the tournament is linked to a title.
Well, it's the same reason we did it for again, the Patriots played right before the teams, because it's to get that to show the value of the title, to show who the champions are, and then that's who this tournament will be playing for. Like the Patriots versus MODOK match, and then we shot right into the tournament. So you knew whoever, like Patriots won, and everybody, the value of the Patriots belt went up. Right. So when Murrell and myself play, neither one of us also. I don't really want to be in the tournament. Murrell doesn't really want to be in the tournament. And so we both decided, let's play right beforehand, get the value of the championship right up there too. So if you're playing Murrell for the championship at the Spectacular, then, or myself, then you will, you know, then it's something to be valued, and it gets the stakes higher, and that's why we're going to do the finals of both the team and the singles in the same week in November.
I like that. I like that. So if you win, and
yeah, big if.
What's a big if? Because I know you're scared. I know. I know.
Not scared. It's a nerves when you go. I mean, I can.
Well, Callum Davis says, "How scared are you facing the champ? What do you see happening?"
No, it's not scared because I think that I'm in a different place now when I play because I used to play. And I'm not even lying when I tell people, like, I keep playing. Like, I will never throw a game. I will never not play my hardest. But I've gone into my last 2 matches, or maybe even 3, going, you know, I lose, I'm done. I don't really.
That sometimes opens up.
And it just, with Dan Murrell, I think it's more of you realize how good the guy is and how calm he is and how much he knows. It's more exciting to see what you can do against him, but it's also intimidating in the fact that the guy just knows everything.
Yeah,
I don't know, you know, but he's not. He's traditionally not that good in the first round, by the way.
He does struggle sometimes. I've seen that. Yeah, but yeah, that's a carefree attitude. That's how I approach most barbecue meals now.
That's true.
Just let's see what's happened when you get in there. So a couple questions. Colton Roberts has a good question. This is where I was going with if you win, will you retire? If you win the belt. And then another question came in of, I want to give them the credit for it here. Gosh, it just went off my page. Oh, Antonio Sotomayor says, if you win, would you give up the belt? Because you have dual roles, and there's no secret about that. You've joked about, oh, I almost wish I lost to Snyder because you got to run this thing and compete. Yeah. That's tough.
I don't know what I would do. I have no idea. I got to play it. I got to play it and see what happens and figure that out. Concentrating on Dan Murrell is big enough.
Right.
I'm not going to be stupid enough to say, well, if I'm champion, I'm going to give up the belt because let's concentrate on playing Dan Murrell.
Let's get there first. You don't want to enrage Dan.
It's dangerous not to pay attention to Dan Murrell.
Dangerous Dan Murrell. All right, I want to address something. You posted this. You went kind of public with this, so it begged you were getting questions here. And this is a question coming from Evan Anderson, and I think it's a good question, whether or not you think how he phrases it. He says, when are you going to announce that you low-keyed spoiled the result by announcing a step back from commissioning the league?
Yeah, I saw that. It was again, and Logan is his name?
Evan Anderson.
Evan. I don't know how I got Logan out of that. Evan, I love you, buddy, but again, it's a dopey comment because it's a dopey comment to say that it's to say that when you're going to admit that you spoiled it. My wife is pregnant, and I've announced this on the Schmoedown show. Right. I announced it,
and we're talking pregnant
soon, and so I need to make sure that when I leave, that I have you know, somebody here to watch. I'm not stepping down completely. I'm stepping down for. I mean, I'm hoping to come back before the Spectacular. You know, I'm going to come back. It's just I wanted to tell. I just tweeted it out to let people know that I'm going to step back for a little bit. There will be an interim commissioner who will help do what I wanted to do while I'm gone.
Well, let's talk about interim, and I think that's a fair answer to a fair question, Evan.
It's fair.
It's fair.
The question itself was fair. It was the phrasing of when are you going to admit that you spoiled it. That was the dopey part.
Let's talk about the interim commissioner. A lot of people have been throwing names out there. We don't want Todd Dagnino in. I'd be okay with like a Cody Hall, but my name's come up a lot. Let's address it. Let's not beat around the bush.
Should we announce it right here?
No. I'm not ready for that yet. But you know, I'm not even sure if I would want that role, but it's definitely I'm honored by people considering it. You know, I have experience running things. I think I could do it. Do you have an idea what you're looking for?
Absolutely. I mean, it's got to be someone, not so much for just theatrics. It's got to be someone that knows the game, knows the understanding, knows the inner workings of it. Doesn't need to be flashy. Just needs to be somebody who's going to be able to. Also, there's a lot of personalities in this thing, so they can handle the knock on the door when Dagnino comes in and says, "Hey, I want you to give me a title shot tomorrow," and they can say no. It needs to be somebody who's got, you know, maybe that kind of the silent strength, if you will.
I like that,
and that's kind of what we need.
You know, that's good. I know what you mean. You know, I ran a wrestling locker room for a while there. It's a tough role when you got all these personalities coming in here. Great question from Ian David Hamilton. Have you ever been to space?
Oh, I like that. That was nice. That's a comment. I should have made that shirt. I should have made that shirt. That was a fun moment. Yeah. I can't wait for the awards. I think that's going to be one
awards.
Of the
who do you have in? We have Brian Nussbaum asking, who do you think's a early contender for Team Rookie of the Year?
Team Rookie of the Year. I mean, how do you not put action up there as far as Team Rookies of the Year?
You think so?
Right now.
I mean, would you above the line qualifies, right?
They do. That's a good call.
All right.
You know what? You're right. You're right. I think that the finals and the and the spectacular are going to be able to prove that a little bit more. It's also going to be able to prove the team of the year, because it's going to start to be let's say, hypothetically, right?
Yeah.
Let's say above the line wins.
Yeah.
They go 4-0, and then they take on the Patriots, and they go 5-0, and they win 5 matches with 1 title win. But though the Patriots, I think at that point, would be 7-1 with 4 title defenses. Like. Right. It's tough. We have Rookie of the Years. There's Player of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year. There's all these things that it's interesting.
A couple questions, and I want to talk about what's coming up next week. There, Brian Nussbaum again checks in. When's the next celebrity match? Because we did have a good one here at the beginning of the week.
Well, I mean, I think today's match could count as celebrity, and that's it's not branded celebrity, but it's Leonard Maltin. And CinemaSins are coming. CinemaSins is one of the most popular YouTube channels that have been out there for a very long time. Very funny guys. Leonard Maltin is one of the most esteemed critics that we've ever seen in
Right.
So to have him on the show is an honor, and that goes up a little bit here, 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
You could be watching that now.
Right now.
Natasha Kelch asks, "Hey Natasha, if you win, who would you want to be the next challenger if," she says, "you're not retiring?" So a lot of people think that. But let's just say you win.
Yeah.
Do you already start looking down, or you just take all comers?
I have a couple. I mean, there's a lot of people in there that in the tournament. I wouldn't mind playing Snyder again. I know that he's got some issues about that match.
Sure.
I think Clark Wolf is someone I think would be fun to play. I think she's one of my favorite competitors in this league. Mark Andreyko, McWeeny, Sam Levine, Bibiani again. There's so many, but I think the one that because I started this whole run for a revenge tour. And there's one on my belt that I haven't done, and that'd be Roca.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch.
Totally understand.
But I would like to see. I'll tell you what I would like to see, and I know maybe some people wouldn't want to see this. I wouldn't mind seeing Murrell versus Roca 2 headlining the Spectacular.
Murrell versus Roca 2. Huh?
So Murrell versus Roca 2. That'd be fun to watch.
Next week, the singles tournament is almost starting. We got the singles tournament special on September 22nd. You, me, and Emma Fyfe
will join us. Yeah.
Emma Fife's going to host this tournament special. But we also got this fatal 5-way with Mance, Amon, Burnett, Dewberry, and a mystery 5th opponent. And Linus L. Babcock asking here, as we got about a minute or so left here. You were supposed to announce 5th player. Do you want to announce it yet? Do you want to keep it a surprise? What are you doing?
No, what I'm going to do is at the end of the match tomorrow, tomorrow, there'll be a little post-credit scene where I picked a bunch of put a whole bunch of names into a hat, picked it out.
Could be anybody.
And there's somebody that has already been picked.
So you know it.
I do know.
You know it.
I do know.
Is it crushing Cody Hall?
I would love that. My first match ever in the Schmoedown was against Cody Hall.
I do remember that. Do remember that. All right, big stuff coming up. That fatal 5-way is going to determine a wild card in the tournament.
They will play Roca.
Yeah, the tournament starts in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We got the special next week, and then you got this big match tomorrow, which is exciting. You guys, it drops on Collider Video at 2 p.m. PST. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Any final comments, questions into that camera for Dangerous Dan Murrell?
Well, Dan Murrell, you are one of the best. You're a friend of mine, and I can't wait to go up against you. I've beaten you once before in teams. Now I know how you are. I know you're coming for revenge on that. But I'd also like to tell everybody else, Schmoedown 2017 at gmail.com. Start to get those brackets ready for the singles tournament.
Love it, guys. That is it for this week. Special thanks to Cody and Adam. Counting me down. That is Inside Schmoedown here on Facebook Live. Share it. Watch it. Do it all. We'll see you guys next week.